Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And here we have it. These are my top 10 favorite fragrances for the spring of 2016. Now I want to apologize because I know what everybody's going to say. It's summer already. Well, I know it's summer already and I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to get this video out a little bit sooner. It's just that I had a lot of other things to tend to, but here it is. It's not officially summer yet, and maybe you can consider this as a more honest and reflective list, because these are the fragrances that I really did wear this often this spring, not the ones that I anticipated I was going to wear. So it is an honest and transparent list. So I'm hoping that you do take that away from it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for waiting for this list. I hope you enjoyed my niche version. If you haven't, I'm going to leave a link down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get it started. Let's get into my top 10 fragrances, the ones that I have in my collection, the ones that I have worn a lot these past few months. And I would like to kick things off with my number 10. And my number 10 is a fragrance that I absolutely love. I'm really passionate about this scent. It came out recently, just this year, and it was one of the first fragrances that came out this year. So of course, out of curiosity, I want to sample it. I want to really put it to the test, and I've gotten pretty good performance out of it. It's not a groundbreaking release, but it's by Calvin Klein and it's CK2. Kind of looks like a water dispenser. Really cool presentation, very contemporary, youthful, completely unisex, just like its predecessor, and it's a really nice, fresh, clean type of a scent. The next one on this list is a fragrance that has gotten a lot of hate online, and I can see why. Because it doesn't really do anything different. It doesn't do anything unique. The same way we have Bleu de Chanel, and we have Acqua Senziale by Ferragamo, and we have Sauvage by Dior. Well, this fragrance company is trying to capitalize on the success of those fragrances as well by putting out their response to what would be their version of a Bleu de Chanel. And this one by Burberry is called Mr. Burberry. And I bought this fragrance at Macy's when it first came out. And it is a Francis Kurkdjian composition. And I love Francis Kurkdjian. I love his works. I think he's a very versatile perfumer. If he can go from making this to making Eau Noir, I just think that highlights a lot of talent. But nonetheless, that is the next fragrance up on my list. It's a pretty generic scent, but it gets the job done, and it gets the job done well. My next fragrance on this list is a fragrance that made my list last year. I believe it made number 3 last year. And it's a fragrance that I still love to wear to this date, and I've worn it quite a few times since then. I wore this when I was on vacation last year, so it's very sentimental to me. This one by Thierry Mugler is called Angel Men Ultra Zest. It has notes of vanilla and patchouli and like an orangey citrus thing going on in there. It's decadent, it's gourmand, but it's fresh at the same time, but it's not a contradiction. The notes work so well with one another. Fantastic scent. I can't wait to wear it more often in the summer because it is a summer staple for sure. And the next one is a reinterpretation of yet another predecessor. This is a flanker release, but I like this one a lot, and this one is Prada's Luna Rossa Sport. Last year, Prada Luna Rossa made my list, and I think it's a great fragrance by Daniela Rohandrier. Very sort of classy, refined, citrusy, soapy, understated, and completely unisex. This one, I think the same things about, but there's something special about it too. It almost has like this tobacco-like note. It reminds me a little bit of the Dreamer by Versace, kind of has that classic feel to it. Nonetheless, I think it's a wonderful scent. Really nice reinterpretation of the original, which we don't get to see that often. And the next fragrance on this list is one that I've had in my collection now for a few years, and this is a very personal and sentimental scent to me as well, and you'll see that I've used up a lot of it. And I think it's a fragrance that does a really good job of conveying what the contemporary man would smell like. And it is by Christian Dior, and it's called Dior Homme. And I have the reformulation, but really Dior Homme is Dior Homme, and it smells like a wonderful scent. It has notes of iris, which contains a note. It is a note that smells a little bit like lipstick, and I think that's why women identify with it and why I have received quite a few compliments wearing it. It's a wonderful scent, and I'm looking forward to wearing it more often in this summer. Not only is it a good spring scent, all of these I can say are good summer scents as well. And the next one on this list is one that probably people were not expecting to be this high up on the list, but I just wore it so often because I have been getting a lot of compliments from girls, from coworkers, from just everyone around me. It seems like they have really nice things to say about it. And I agree the bottle is tacky, and I agree the scent isn't the most special thing out there. but it works. And it had a job to do and it got it done. And this one by Paco Rabanne is called Invictus Aqua. It's kind of like the original that has that tonka bean sort of eugenol, bright, airy, aquatic thing going on, except this one is more aquatic, if that could even exist, but it does. And this one did it really well. Now, the next one on this list is a fragrance that was #1 on my list last year. Unfortunately, there have been some other fragrances that I have worn more than this year. But I did go on vacation recently this year. My wife and I went to Florida, and I brought this bottle with me. And every time I smell it, it reminds me of being in Venice, Florida, which is the shark tooth capital of the world. And we went to some really nice restaurants, hung out by the pool, by the hotel room, did some really cool things. And yeah, I look forward to wearing this scent that much more. And this one by Hermes is called Un Jardin sur le Nil. This is my vacation scent. Every time I go on vacation, I smell this fragrance. If it ever gets reformulated, I'm going to be devastated, because this is the smell that I want to revisit every time. I just want to be in vacation mode in my mind. What a wonderful scent. The next one on this list is yet another fragrance that could have held the same reputation as Mr. Burberry, but it seems like people are coming around to it with the help of some reviewers and maybe personal testimonials of people wearing it in public, having success with it, getting compliments. And this is by far one of my most complimented scents ever, which is quite a shock considering the fact that I have been wearing fragrances since I was 10 years old. And for this one to have come out only last year, and it's already garnered me that many compliments. And I actually have a Word document on my computer. I know it sounds a little cheesy, and you can make fun of me if you want. I'm cool with that. But I write down every compliment I've received wearing this scent, and it's upwards of like 20 compliments. This one by Dior is called Sauvage. And it started off with it having only 3 notes. Ambroxan, I think... I forget what the other 2, bergamot, and then like 1 other note. And now if you go on Fragrantica, it's like a ton of notes. But it's a wonderful scent, very fresh and uplifting. It has a very sort of regal feel to it, and I love it. The next fragrance on this list is a fragrance that a lot of people have been discovering lately, and I think it deserves to be discovered because it is a wonderful scent. And it is a version of a Creed fragrance that's very popular, and that's Creed's Aventus. And I have come across many Creed Aventus clones in my day. Everything from A.B. Spirit Silver by Lamani to Creed's Glen Perry's Unpredictable Adventure, Elam Dean's Fresco, and then of course there's Silver Supremacy, and then there's the Al Haramain fragrance, and this is one that I think smells the closest to Creed Aventus. And when you do a side-by-side, I am almost afraid to admit that they smell as similar as they do, because I didn't think it would happen. But this one by Armaf is called Club de Nuit Intense for Men. The women's version smells like Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, so please don't make that mistake if you're looking at purchasing this fragrance online. And the good news is that it can be had for about $40. So what a spectacular deal for a fragrance that smells 95% similar to Creed's Aventus. And then my #1 is a fragrance that I discovered this year. Never do I think that a fragrance that I discovered that same year will make it to be #1 of that year's list. But I've also been keeping track of what fragrances I've been wearing this year in yet another Word document. And this fragrance I have by far worn the most. I think I've worn this in like 20, 25 days or something like that, which is a lot considering the fact that I have over 500 fragrances in my collection. To wear one fragrance more than 20 times is a lot for me. And this one smells like another Creed fragrance, and it's by the same company, Armaf. This one is actually the best clone to Creed's Green Irish Tweed that I have smelled. And by Armaf, by the same company, it's called Tres Nuits. What an amazing scent. It recreates the opening of Green Irish Tweed so wonderfully, with almost like a sweeter dry down, almost like a Kumarinik, tonka bean-esque dry down. It has that sort of hypnotic violet, lemon verbena, vetiver thing going on in the opening, and it dries down to this sweet warmth. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. And of course, listen, Green Irish Tweed, some say, is the king of spring. Well, here's the designer counterpart, smells 95% similar. I would almost come this close to calling this fragrance the king of spring in the designer realm. What a fantastic scent. If you have not tried it, I highly urge you go out there, give it a shot. see if you can get a sample of it, but it's affordable enough that you can buy a full bottle. It's like 30 or 40 bucks, just like this one. What a fantastic scent. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching my list. I hope you enjoyed my list. If you own or have tried any of these scents, please let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Also, I want to hear from you guys. What fragrances are you looking forward to wearing this spring? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Also, please don't forget to subscribe for future videos, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and a lot of other fragrance-related content. So on that note, we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.